Came down, hit him on the leg or foot, so it was a foul ball. The count 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It cut her like a buzzsaw inside from Lester.
The guy who has the best in the big leagues with runners in scoring position, hitting .454, is trying to help the Cardinals rally here in the 4th inning with Yadier Molina on deck. Down 5-0 in game 1. Here is a 2-2. Left side, foul ball. Little bit of a limp for Alan Craig, but to come back and have the kind of swings he's had after a 7-week layoff and just hitting off a tee, taking soft toss, trying to stay off that sprained left foot, pretty impressive. The 2-2 up the middle, that's a base hit. Jay will stop at second, 2 on 1 out on a base hit by Alan Craig.
Well, you talk about plate coverage. That ball was about 4 inches outside. Alan Craig hits a lot of, he gets a lot of base hits up the middle. Stephen Drew diving for it, can't get to it. Hits it with one hand off the plate away up the middle for the second Cardinal hit.
And now the Cardinals turn to Yadier Molina. Molina, who led the National League in innings caught despite missing time with a bad knee on the disabled list. First half of the season, there was no bigger threat at the plate. And he grounds one left side through, base hit. Jay will hold at third, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
When you're trailing by 5 runs, your whole game changes. No chances are taken. Base to base becomes your offense.
Come on, Dave, let's go. Right back here.
Molina first ball swinging and finding a hole on the left side. Jay has to hold at third base. No way to take a chance.
Now it's David Freese. Former World Series MVP. Takes that inside and down, ball 1. Freese in that 2011 postseason hit .397 in 18 games, 5 home runs.
Is that a postseason record with 21 RBIs?
Here is a 1-0 pitch. Foul straight back.
Trying to put the Cardinals 1 back with that swing. That was from Freese's heels.
Ahead on the count 1-0. He was looking for a fastball and fouled it straight back. Jay at third, Craig at second, Molina at first. Ball 2. Matt Adams on deck. Here comes a 2-1. Back to Lester. Throws home. Out. Down to first. Got them both. And the biggest scoring chance for the Cardinals so far tonight in game 1 turns into a 1-2-3 inning-ending double play. 5-0 Red Sox after 3.5. His 5th. Cardinals had the bases loaded last inning. Here's a line drive into left and a dive and catch by Gomes. 1 away.
Johnny Gomes made one of these in the LCS against Detroit. Good play by Gomes. Left field at Fenway, you can afford to play shallow. A ball over your head, it's up against the wall. That's a ball that playing in St. Louis probably wouldn't have been caught. But here, good play, Gomes.
Johnny Gomes is in the postseason 4th time over the last 6 years. And while the numbers were good, not great, what he adds to this Red Sox lineup when he's in there, and he's replacing Daniel Nava, who had the 8th best average during the course of the regular season, hit over 300. John Farrell telling us there's just something different about our team when that guy is one of the starting 9. Here's an opportunity for him to pick up a ground ball on a base hit by Shane Robinson. And this Red Sox team is undefeated during this postseason when Gomes has started in left.
6-0.
Leading tonight. Now Cosmo. Cosmo popped up his first time. First question to John Farrell was about the way John Lester is pitching tonight.
You know what? He got his curveball involved a little bit earlier than maybe in some recent starts, but it's been a good off-speed pitch for him. They were aggressive coming out right, swinging, some first-pitch fastballs, and then he's also had a pretty good backdoor cutter to some right-handers. In the first inning, take us back to what you said when you went out there after that call at second base. Initially, an out called on the ball that wasn't corralled by Cosmo. You know, Joe, the one thing that we saw from the dugout here was that you're accepting of the neighborhood play to a certain extent, but in that situation, he was blindsided. I thought, Cosmo was with Pedroia going into second base, and a throw went off the fingertips of his glove, so there really wasn't any control from my vantage point. I just asked Dana DeMuth if he could confer with the other guys on the infield, and you know what? It looks like they got the call right. Yeah, and to their credit, and there's been an evolution in this game. When umpires get together, it's nice to see them gather and then get it correct. Yeah, there's no doubt. I think anybody involved in the game, that's all we're asking for. And to their credit, as you said, they did get together and got the call right. John, thanks for your time. Okay, guys. After the Robinson base hit to left, Cosmo flies to right. He's 0 for 2, and back to the top of the order, Matt Carpenter. Talk about a hitter who has evolved. Carpenter's filled 2 roles for the Cardinals this year. First of all, they've been desperately seeking a second baseman. Typically a third baseman, left side of the infield guy, learned second base over the offseason, worked on it during spring training, and really played the position defensively very well this year. But he's developed some pop, and he's also developed into one of the toughest outs in baseball. He's got a great batting eye, and while he's not your typical speedster at the top of a lineup, he's just an igniter with the kind of hits and the walks he takes.
He's an excellent base runner. 126 runs, led the major leagues. Second base, a very difficult position to master. It's more of a natural instinct to play the left side of the infield. Shortstop or third base, you need a stronger arm, but the footwork around second is very tricky.
One on, 2 out. Matt Carpenter waits. And now is in the hole 1-2. Carpenter did his work with the third base coach, Jose Oquendo, who was a brilliant defensive middle infielder coming up with the Mets. And then was a postseason star with the Cardinals later in his career. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals as a team hit .269, second best average in the National League. 125 home runs. Carpenter had 11 of them. That's into left field. That ball is going to get down for a base hit. Gomes drops it. The runner Robinson to third. He is there, and down to second is Carpenter.
Boy, that is a sensational play by Shane Robinson. He rounded the bag. He had stopped. He saw Gomes drop the ball. It's going to be an error on Gomes. We talked about how you're in your base running. You've got to be a lot more cautious when you trail by 5. A lot of guys wouldn't have tried that, and Robinson just makes it. Once he stops, usually it's tough to get started again, but he does and makes it.
Gomes committed 1 error during the regular season. Now he's got 1 in the postseason. And it's 2nd and 3rd, 2 out in the 5th inning. And with John Jay up, he can make this a 3-run game with a base hit. Walked his first time. Ball 1. Jay is playing in place of the injured Carlos Beltran. And let's go down to Aaron Andrews for a report on Beltran.
Yeah, Joe, we saw Carlos Beltran leave the game, leave the field after hitting that wall, robbing David Ortiz of what could have been a grand slam. We know he is at the hospital right now getting x-rays. Of course, we'll let you know when we find out more.
Here's the play in right. And the collision with that wall, the right side, the body of Beltran. So he's getting looked at. It's up to John Jay here. And a 1-0 is on the inside corner, ball and a strike. Jay drove in 67 runs during the regular season. Has 3 this postseason, 2 big ones sitting out there. Now he's in the hole 1-2. Good speed on. To their feet at Fenway. Able to lay off 2-2. Fought it off.
It's tough for that cutter. A lot of times when a left-hander throws a cutter inside to a left-handed batter, he starts it at them. The idea is for it to cut over the inside part of the plate like the first strike to Jay. Very difficult pitch to handle for a left-handed batter.
The 2-2. Up the middle. Drew charging. Got the out. And Lester strains 2 more. Cardinals have left 5. We're halfway through game number 1. Red Sox coming up, leading 5-0. Play from Adam Wainwright. That's into the right field corner. Robinson, nice catch for out number 1.
Boy, what a good play by Shane Robinson. That ball hit by Pedroia, tailing away from him. Well, had that ball gotten by him, that is real trouble. 3, maybe 4. Shane casting caution to the wind to make a nice play.
Yeah, that ball gets past Robinson and starts circling around out in right field.
Yeah, right.
Pedroia might have been able to circle the bases and out of a strike zone to Shane Victorino, who's hitless in this game. He's reached once on an error. He is jammed and it's caught by big Matt Adams at first. 2 out.
Well-timed play by Adams from Slippery Rock University. Does not slip here. Good play.
Way off the line and the reach for the out.
First major league